Good morning. Okay, this is a celebration. Good morning. That's better. That's better. Thank you so much for joining us as we are here today for the Potomac River Tunnel christening ceremony. I am Kirsten Williams. I'm the Chief Administrative Officer at DC Water, and I have the pleasure of serving as your MC for today. That's a round of applause. We can do that. Thank you. Today we are celebrating and blessing Mary, the tunnel boring machine that will excavate the Potomac River Tunnel, the last leg of the Clean Rivers Project. That too deserves a round of applause. Adhering to a long tradition amongst miners, we will bless Mary for the safety and well-being of the workers assisting her and christening her in the historical manner that's been done for hundreds of years. A milestone of this significance is only possible through partnerships, and it is my honor to acknowledge the leaders and special guests who have championed this work, many of whom you'll hear from today. Most notably, the Honorable Muriel Bowser, Mayor of the Washington, D.C. District of Columbia. Mayor Bowser, thank you for championing investments that strengthen our city's resilience, protect public health, and ensure safe, reliable water for every household. We are honored you could join us today. I would also like to acknowledge the leadership of our board of directors, beginning with our board chair, who is also the district's Department of Employment Services director, Dr. Unique Morris Hughes. And joining Dr. Morris Hughes this morning, we are pleased to acknowledge fellow board members Howard Gibbs, Rashna Bhutani Bhatt, Fariba Kassiri, and Jed Ross. We would also like to welcome any members of our board that I might have omitted, any elected officials, and members of the executive cabinet who may be with us this morning. Please feel free to stand and wave so we could recognize you. We are also joined this morning with a special treat. We have members of our Stakeholder Alliance with us here this morning. The Alliance members, will you please stand or wave so we can see and acknowledge you as well? The Stakeholder Alliance is a vital community advisory group organized under CEO Gaddis's leadership. They serve as our critical link to and from our customers, ensuring the community's voice is at the center of our work. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for truly what you give us and the feedback to encourage really what we know Mayor Bowser says, ensuring all 8 wards have a direct voice to our critical infrastructure. As with all momentous occasions, it's important that we also have a little history lesson of why we're gathered here today. You'll be hearing all about Mary's namesake a little later, but here's what's so impactful about Mary. She will be excavating the first leg of the Potomac River Tunnel, which is the final segment of the 18-mile interconnected Clean Rivers Project tunnel system. That deserves a round of applause. That's a major feat. And here's a little tidbit. The Potomac River Tunnel will prevent more than 600 million gallons of wastewater from reaching the Potomac each year. For context, that's nearly 1,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools per year. So I know we've accomplished the commanders coming back, Mayor Bowser. I think your next feat is Michael Phelps swimming in the Potomac. Once we get that done, we can get him out of retirement. Upon completion, the system will reduce overflow events by 93%, resulting in a dramatic improvement to water quality, new protections for aquatic wildlife, and stronger safeguards to protect the district against flooding. Now that's something all Washingtonians can celebrate. So let's turn to our program. Our first speaker is a transformative figure at DC Water, and that's not just because he's my boss. David Gaddis arrived at the authority in 2018, just as we were launching another tunnel boring machine, Chris, as some of you may remember, for the northeast boundary portion of this project. Since then, he has led DC Water through a period of significant progress and transformation. His leadership has helped strengthen financial stability, advance customer affordability programs, expand community partnerships, and accelerate work on some of the region's most consequential environmental and infrastructure initiatives. Please join me in welcoming the CEO and General Manager of DC Water, Mr. David Gaddis.
Kirsten, thank you very much for that generous introduction. I really appreciate that very, very much. I always say this, but I'm going to take you on the road with me and have you introduce me as I go around. That was great. Thank you very much. You know, we all know that the credit of this project really belongs to Team Blue. Team Blue has really stepped up, and let's give them a hand, the Team Blue, the DC Water employees. And then the other group I want to acknowledge are these men and women over here on this side. These are our partners that you see here on the side of the tunnel boring machine. And without you, we would not be able to get this done either. So I want to thank each and every one of you for what you do every day. Thank you. These individuals have been out here every day. Ever since COVID, they've shown up. The DC Water employees have shown up every day during COVID. Putting their lives in danger, but we've tried to keep them safe, and I think we did a pretty good job during COVID of keeping them safe. And so I want to applaud them and thank them all for what they do. The work they are doing is our commitment to the clean waterways and environment stewardship that we've committed to. And I'm proud to say that we have done a fantastic job, and I want to thank the team for what they've done. For 2 decades, DC Water has been focused on a promise to our community. The Clean Rivers Project has been that promise. We made a commitment to restore the health of the Anacostia River, the health of the Potomac River, and also Rock Creek. And I am thrilled to tell you that today we have not just met the promise, but we've also exceeded those expectations in delivering remarkable results for the District of Columbia. The proof is in the water. Thank you. The proof is truly in the water. It has been, just a couple of years that we've been in service now, and the Anacostia River Tunnel alone has prevented more than 19 billion gallons of combined sewage and 12,000 tons of trash and debris from reaching the river. That's quite an accomplishment. All of that captured flow is conveyed to the world-class Blue Plains Advanced Wastewater Treatment Plant, where that water is turned into almost potable standard water and returned to safely to the Potomac River, and then to the Chesapeake, and then out into the ocean. And so that is what we do at Blue Plains as well. When this entire 18-mile tunnel project is complete by 2030, on time, under budget, under budget. I see my friends over here. I say that every day, sometimes 4 or 5 times a day. On time, under budget. Isn't that right, Musa? Okay, all right. It's a critical link, for us. And so it requires visionary partnership and also steadfast leadership from our city. We are incredibly fortunate to have a mayor who champions the work and also understands the critical link between a healthy environment and a thriving city. Nearly all of this progress has been achieved during her leadership and service here in the District of Columbia. It is my distinct honor and also pleasure to welcome the Mayor of Washington, D.C., the Honorable Muriel Bowser.
Well, good morning. Isn't it a beautiful day in the best city in the world? I am absolutely thrilled to be here, to be with Team Blue at this wonderful celebration. Let's give a big hand to our friends and partners at DC Water. Give them a big round of applause. And not too many people can say that they have christened 2 tunnel boring machines, but I can say it. We christened Lucy back in 2016 as part of the First Street Tunnel Project, and I'm very proud to be here today with Proud Mary. I am very excited for the next phase of the Clean Rivers Project, and to get that done, the very capable team at DC Water has been very focused on getting us to today. So we're welcoming Mary, who will move north, and then soon we'll welcome her sister Emily, who will move south. And together they're going to do the important work of getting and keeping the Potomac River clean. We're proud to be honoring this history in naming these machines for the Edmonston Sisters, 2 abolitionists who began their escape from slavery along the Potomac River. And so many of you know we rescheduled this event from last week because of the rain in the forecast. And that was good because it was a reminder of how important this work is. We have had very significant rain events over the last several years. And we know with the way the climate is changing, that rain and flood is a very real threat in the District of Columbia. These projects show us how we can be more climate resilient and protect our homeland from significant weather events. So, before we go any further, David, I want to again thank you and your team. I want to thank the board of directors who have been mentioned, the chairman of the board, and our DOES director, Unique Morris Hughes, for your leadership. And I want to give a big thank you to all of our federal partners who I know may also be represented from the EPA and the National Park Service, who work with us hand in hand to make sure that the district is safe and beautiful, but more than that, resilient. And we know we still have some work to do on securing the district's water supply, right? And it's going to take all of us. It's going to take us here in D.C., but it's going to take our partners in the federal government, too, because it's not just the issue for clean and safe water, because that's what everybody expects, right? You turn on your tap, the water comes on, and it's clean. It is available. It is affordable, and it's produced in a sustainable way. That's what we want. But when we think about and I don't want you to think about it, this is for me to think about, threats to our homeland. Imagine if we went to those water taps and they didn't produce clean water. So we know that one of the this isn't in my remarks, I'm sorry, I'm going off, but it's on my mind. It's on my mind, and that is that we think about kind of the next challenge, and the next challenge is making sure that we can secure our own water. So we also have to thank, I usually start with this, but I want to thank the taxpayers and the ratepayers. Give them a big round of applause. Because, Gaddis, when they open up that water bill, they sometimes have some questions. And when they say they, I mean me too. And to build these big tunnels with this very sophisticated engineering without disruption to our operation, it takes very, very smart people, and it takes a lot of money. And it has been the residents and taxpayers of the District of Columbia who have footed the bill. So again, give the taxpayers another round of applause. So you've heard it, but when complete, it is estimated that the Potomac River Tunnel will reduce the volume of untreated wastewater going into the river by 93%. And that is huge. It does mean that Michael Phelps could swim the Potomac, or even one of you. And of course, this builds upon the tremendous work that the Anacostia River Tunnel is doing, which reduces overflows to the Anacostia by 98%. So later this decade, DC Water will build the Piney Branch Tunnel, which will also reduce sewage overflows by over 90%. So I remind people frequently that DC hasn't always been thought of as a waterfront city. We have two great rivers, and we are making them even better by having sustainable development come up to them, better connections to the river, a commitment to making them navigable, a commitment to making them swimmable and fishable. And in 2025, we can say without equivocation that we are a waterfront city. The wharf is but one example. Georgetown is another. RFK will soon be another. And because of the work you do, we know that we're on the pathway to making them also better for our residents and a better economic driver for the city. So I want to say thank you, DC Water. Let's get it done.
So the mayor gave a proud Mary Tina Turner reference, but let's give truly what should be your new theme music, Mayor Bowser, which is Simply the Best. So if you know anything about Tina, that's one of her hits. So Simply the Best, we are grateful for your participation today and for all of your acknowledgments. So let's give Mayor Bowser one more round of applause. Our next speaker is another powerful force of change in the district. Through her service as Director of the Department of Employment Services and as her tenure as Chair of the DC Water Board of Directors, Dr. Unique Morris-Hughes has led an impactful programs that deliver pathways to meaningful careers. She has worked closely with the authority to champion apprenticeship programs that help train district residents, again, across all 8 wards, for jobs in the utility sector and related fields. And we are truly grateful to have her leadership on our board of directors and as a partner with DOES. Without further ado, please welcome our esteemed board chair, Dr. Unique Morris-Hughes.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Kirsten. So this is a truly, truly special celebration. It isn't just about dedicating a massive but impressive piece of machinery. It's about celebrating our collective commitment to a healthier Potomac River and a stronger, more resilient DC. On behalf of the entire DC Water Board of Directors, it's my honor to be here as we welcome Mary to Team Blue. Now, as board chair, my colleagues and I are responsible for stewarding the authority's resources and overseeing major infrastructure investments. And make no mistake about it, the Clean Rivers Project is the largest infrastructure investment in this region since the Metro Rail system was built 50 years ago. We've already seen the tremendous positive impacts of this project on the Anacostia River. Now, Mary is here to do the same for the Potomac. This 5.5-mile tunnel will be a foundational piece of our strategy to protect our very precious waterways. The result will be transformative. When Mary's work is done, we will have dramatically reduced combined sewer overflows to the Potomac, dropping the number of overflow events in average from 74 to just 4 a year. That's an amazing improvement. Y'all can clap for that. That's an amazing improvement. But this project is about more than just environmental protection. It's about economic opportunity. As Kirsten mentioned, I have this whole other role, which is I'm the director of the Department of Employment Services. So I'm especially proud of Mr. Gaddis and all of Team Blue and the authority has used to project and create family-sustaining jobs. It's projects like these that give DC residents a fair shot. They also have established apprenticeship programs like Kirsten mentioned, and they've leveled the playing field for our small women and minority-owned business, which is a very, very, very big deal. I'm incredibly proud of the comprehensive impact that DC Water is delivering for district residents, from cleaner rivers to removing lead service lines and making a commitment to improve our water resilience and identity as a second source. My sincere thanks to Mr. Gaddis and the entire Team Blue. I want to tell you, if I had the privilege to work with a lot of people in different agencies in the District of Columbia, the best water utility in the world is DC Water. I have had an opportunity to work with people. We have had an opportunity to travel and meet people from other water utilities. The talent that DC Water has is unmatched. And if it was not for the talent at DC Water, quite frankly, we wouldn't be here today. Mayor Bowser, I want to thank you for always being a champion for DC, for always being a champion for DC residents, understanding the importance of infrastructure, understanding the very necessary intersection between infrastructure and economic development. Mayor Bowser, we're grateful to have you here today, and we're glad that we can always count on you and that you're on Team Blue. For everyone else, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being under budget and on time. And with that being said, we're proud to have Mary here. Thank you. Kirsten, back to you.
We're going to keep this Proud Mary theme going on. So I now want to introduce you to a leader who manages the incredible technical and logistical complexity of this project every single day. I'll give the airplane a moment to go by. Dr. Musa Wan is the guiding hand who ensures this project, as you heard, is on schedule, under budget, but is also the mission, and might I add, certainly the vision behind what we're doing to protect the environment. He and his team have done a remarkable job, and no one is better qualified to speak to the sheer scale and magnitude of what Mary is about to accomplish other than Dr. Musa Wan. Thank you.
It's always hard to come after these great speakers. So I will try my best. So we are in a unique place here at the West Potomac part in our nation's capital on the banks of the Potomac River near monument, walking and biking trails. So we chose this location to be the mining site for the Potomac River because of the geology of the tunnel alignment. This is nearest place where the rock and the soft ground basically split. The project will utilize two machines from this location. So one will excavate north, mining through rock to the end point at the Georgetown University's entrance on Canal Road Northwest. And the other one will be mining moving south to the JBAB, Joint Base Anacostia Bowling, where the Potomac Tunnel will connect to Anacostia River Tunnel, which is in service. And we all talked about how that system has been performing. Each tunnel boring machine will be lowered to the bottom of a shaft. One shaft is permanent, and the other one is temporary. So the temporary shaft is located in this area, and the permanent shaft is located in this. So Mary, the machine that we are celebrating today, will be mining the rock portion of the tunnel. will be excavating the rock portion of tunnel and was delivered to the site in 2025, end of summer 2025. So Mary is 605 foot long. And the minimum curve radius for Mary is 561 feet. And a total installed power of about 4,700 horsepower. So I just want to provide some statistics for this tunnel. So the Potomac River Tunnel, as many of the speakers said here, is 5.5 miles. 2.1 mile going to be in the rock. That's what Mary going to be excavating going north. And 3.4 mile in soil. And this project also has 7 shafts. The tunnel depth varies between 80 and 160 feet below ground and is designed to operate only by gravity. That means we don't need human intervention and we don't need active control. It's just going to flow by gravity. So once complete, the Potomac River Tunnel, along with other controls, will reduce the combined sewer overflow discharges by approximately 1 billion. I know you guys have 650, but 1 billion, it's when DC Water was established in 1996. So at this stage, we already reduced the combined sewer overflows to this river by 40%, hence the 650, what you guys heard about it, and which correspond to 93% on volume reduction. So stated differently, we can say 74, overflows has been going to the river. Once this tunnel is complete, it's going to be reduced to 4 in an average year of rainfall, which brings us to meeting the district water quality standard. This project is the largest environmental project in the district and is major investment that will benefits environment as well as spur economic opportunities, and will pay dividend for future generations for years to come. So DC Water has many partners that helping us make this project a success. And I would like to thank them for their support and effort, including, first and foremost, as the mayor said, it's our ratepayers. Then we have the National Park Service, we have Joint Base, Anacostia Boarding, Georgetown University, WMATA, DDOT, DOE, Kennedy Center, and many others. Finally, I want to thank the engineering and construction management team, which is here, and the Civil and Building of North America, or CBNA, and their partner, Hallmark International. A special thanks for your hard work and for your dedication to get this project built. Thank you all for coming. We look forward to a great project. Thank you very much.
As we started off talking today, we were giving the historical references about Mary and who the Edmond sisters were. We talked about why we're here today, and really this is truly the reason we're here, to christen Mary and the workers who are going to be continuing to do this work. Our next speaker was installed as senior pastor of the 19th Street Baptist Church in May of this year after serving for nearly 7 years at the historic Shiloh Baptist Church, also in the district. Among Reverend Peterson's many scholarly accomplishments and his leadership in community service, I would like to highlight that last year, Reverend Peterman was inducted into the Martin Luther King Jr. Board of Preachers and Collegium of Scholars at his alma mater, Morehouse College. This is certainly clap-worthy, as this induction is amongst the highest honors bestowed on African American clergy, and it is especially fitting to welcome him here for this event today. Reverend Peterman, would you please come forward to perform this most important blessing of protection and well-being for all those working alongside Mary?
Thank you, Kirsten. I just have to edit the speech a little bit, the introduction a little bit. I did not go to Morehouse College. I was educated right here in Washington, D.C. at Howard University. What a special day this is that we come to bless this water tunnel system. Many of you are asking, well, what is a Baptist preacher doing at the Potomac River water tunnel? But the reality is our faith teaches that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and they including water and all that dwell within. Everywhere Jesus went, he was concerned about clean water. If Jesus did not have clean water, he would not have been able to turn water into wine that night at that wedding in Cana. He would have not have been able to give it to the woman, the Samaritan woman at the well. And even in his last words on Calvary, he said, I thirst. So for that reason, we know that we have a faith that is concerned about clean water. So today I invite you all to stand as we perform this blessing of the Potomac River Tunnel North project. Almighty God and creator of all things, we gather today in gratitude and awe for the ingenuity, vision, and hard work that brings this extraordinary project to life. We thank you today, O Lord, for the hands, the minds, and the hearts committed to building the Potomac River Tunnel, a project that will protect our river, protect our environment, and our community for generations to come. We ask your blessings upon this work site, upon the engineers, the construction workers, the planners, and every person whose dedication turns vision into reality. Keep them safe in every task, guide their decisions, and inspire their efforts with wisdom, courage, and perseverance. Today, as we prepare to christen Proud Mary, named in honor of the brave Mary Edmondson sisters, we remember the courage and determination of those who fought for freedom, justice, and equality. Bless this project, O Lord, that it may serve the common good and bring cleaner waters and strengthen the bond of community that we share. We ask a special blessing today over our mayor, all of our public officials, and the 700,000 residents of the District of Columbia. We offer this prayer with hearts full of gratitude, trusting that you will keep Proud Mary rolling on the river. In your name we pray, and all of God's people said amen and amen. Thank you.
Okay, the moment has come. Mayor Bowser, if I can get you to come where the Cutterhead signage is. A countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.